Welcome. This is Strat, and this is the first episode in my Zombies weapon ranking series. In these videos, I'm going to judge every weapon's effectiveness using multiple factors to help determine their score. As we are ranking these weapons on their individual performances, the gameplay will test that. This means aside from my knife and grenades, the weapon is forced to deal with everything on its own, with some exceptions later on. Now with all those ground rules established, we can move on to our first weapon of choice, the Kar98K. I'm sure all the people that played World of War are familiar with this work of art, so let's get right into the stats. The Kar98 is a bolt-action rifle that deals a whopping 100 damage per shot. For comparison, the starting knife does 150, the same as a round 1 zombie. So just in case you missed it behind the monotone sarcasm, this gun can't even one-shot a zombie on round 1, or at least on paper. Now for those who swear they killed a zombie in one torso shot, don't worry, I'm not gaslighting you. It's time to talk about body multipliers. Body multipliers are exactly what they sound like, damage multiplication based on what part of the body you hit. The Kar, like every other weapon, has these. The massive difference with it is without them, the gun is a glorified twig in combat. We will get into that later. The Kar has a 3.5x multiplier to the head, with a 1.7x multiplier for the chest and abdomen. What this means for us is that after round 1, you'll need headshots on rounds 2 and 3 to put them down for good. Round 4 is when this thing's price tag of only 200 points makes sense. Being accurate isn't enough, requiring at least 2 shots now. This is the point where most sane people trade the gun out, as it is slow killing and not good for points either. If you're a crack shot, someone that hoards points, or maybe just weren't properly diagnosed with a mental disorder as a child, you might decide to hold on to this thing. However, there is no need to worry, as round 5, 6, or 7 will quickly teach you just how bad this weapon can be. I think I'll just let the audio speak for itself. Just like when a keyboard warrior meets the person they were trolling in real life. An eye-opener. And before anyone tries to say that hellhounds are easy, remember these are Der Riese dogs. Compared to the other variants, these guys are vengeful. If you still don't believe me, here's a clip of me fighting these dogs on round 6 with only the Kar98 and no jug. And also, I had insta-kill for the first 2/3 of the round.
Man's best friend? I don't think so!
Yeah, I'll admit right now that I got extremely lucky with that last dog missing the killing blow. You'll also notice I didn't use the Kar very much after the insta ran out. That was partially due to reloading, and the other part was because of this.
I'll kill him with the Kar98. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 5 shots. I shot him with literally 6 shots and he didn't know. Sorry, 5 shots. I shot him with an entire magazine of this gun. A bolt-action rifle. An entire magazine into a dog. And the guy lived. You do more damage with the knife.
With that, I rest my case on the base Kar98. It's only 200 points, so the reality is that you're getting a gun only worth 2 headshots, which ironically is likely how many you'll get before you buy the Gewer or something way better. We can't finish this ranking yet though, as if you save up 5,000 points and decide to pack-a-punch this abomination, you're left with the Armageddon. I still swear that name is a developer joke, since they knew the gun wasn't worth packing. Nonetheless, here are the gun's stats. The Armageddon adds a minuscule 100 damage to the original. I'm sure this time you're ready for the important numbers, those being the body multipliers. This time around, they are genuinely impressive, with a 10x and 6x for the head and chest respectively. Meaning, once again, with good aim, zombies will drop with 1 bullet each for quite a while, with the added bonus of up to 2 extra collateral kills. Do remember to remind yourself that these are Waw zombies, and they like to fuse with you while attacking, which, like you see in the background, can make you miss and panic. That being said, I will confess that the gun's damage actually surprised me once I got Speed Cola and Double Tap on it. The car will one-shot up to round 22, at which after that it loses its purpose just like it did after round 4 with the base version. However, round 23 solo on Waw Derice is not easy to do at all, especially without Quick Revive, so the fact that it even made it this far is pretty good and makes it a pretty decent gun, right? Well, this would be true if it weren't for one last Derice mechanic they throw at you to mess everything up. Yeah, some sadist at Treyarch must have been thinking, how can I make normal rounds even more dangerous than zombies that hug you? Oh, I know, let's add mid-round dogs. That'll make it better. Just for reference here, the Armageddon is also not very good at taking care of dogs, just like its base form. Which is why you see me knifing the dogs with a Bowie Knife. This is the first exception to the rules that I talked about earlier. Trust me when I say there is no way I would have made it to round 23 to even know that the Kar 98 doesn't one-shot if I didn't use the Bowie Knife to get through those dogs. Even with a better way to kill the Hellhounds, they can still be extremely frustrating to deal with. Like me, you might decide to focus solely on the Hellhounds until you kill them all and then focus on the zombies, but the game doesn't really let you do that sometimes. I had one specific instance where I killed a dog 6 times, and every time I did it, another one instantly respawned, making me do it again. So that means in a twisted turn of events, you're damned if you do kill them, and also damned if you don't, because they'll just get you trapped. Luckily, that's the last curveball the game decides to throw at you, and after that, you're just left to your own devices to adapt to everything. Now this is the part where I rank the gun based on my findings so far. The first part of this score is based on the weapon's peak performance. This is going to be done for both the base and the Pack-a-Punch version. For the normal Kar 98, I'm going to give it a score of 3, as in round 3, since that is the last round. It one-shots to the head and it really has no use other than that. For the Armageddon, I will be giving it a score of 22 for the same reasons as the Kar 98, as round 22 is the last round it can one-shot. The next scoring category is going to be ease of use, essentially meaning how easy is it to use this weapon and get kills with it effectively, as well as being able to move around. The car doesn't terribly slow you down, but the fact that it requires headshots to be even slightly viable makes it a hard pass for most casual and inexperienced players. For those reasons, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10, as while it is possible to master, doing a bunch of training while trying to go for headshots is extremely dangerous and can easily lead to a down. This next category is quite simple, and guns are graded differently depending on if they are a wall or box weapon. The car is a wall weapon, so we will compare it to other weapons in its point/weight class, of which there aren't any. The car massively lucks out here, showing that just like that Everybody Hates Chris episode, you win by default if there is no one to fight, giving it a perfect 10 out of 10. This last category is based on how well the gun can save you when trapped. If it will likely kill you or can't kill a single zombie effectively, it gets a 1. After that, it is based on how many it could kill along with how easy it would be. With that, I'll leniently give the car a 2, as likely you're still gonna die if you're trapped by even one zombie. There is a possibility you can get a headshot if it's on one of the rounds that could kill them. After adding up all the scores, the Kar 98 stands at an even 40. However, there is one last part to take into account. The gun's inability to kill dogs invalidates all Hellhound rounds on the way to round 22, of which there are 4. If you also include all the rounds from 15 until then that can spawn the mid-round, that's 5 more rounds invalidated. Finally, there is also going to be a 10-point deduction for having to use the Bowie Knife to kill dogs, as it is obviously not an Armageddon or Kar 98. And just like that, we go from 40 down to 21 points overall. I think that's a perfect way to set the bar for all weapons as we go on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on another Zombies weapon ranking video. Ciao!